Alright, welcome back from commercial. Derek,
Brian,
Chris,
Rich.
I got another hot topic for everybody. I'm actually going to see what everybody thinks about Lance Armstrong here. They say he is going to get banned from all of his Tour de France's. They're all going to be taken away. His gold medal is going to be taken away, but yet he's passed every test that he's had. So
Well,
I guess there's, yeah.
You know, if he passed every test, you know, I mean, like, come on.
They can't give you a solid test that he failed right here.
If he didn't fail one, you know what I'm saying? If that one would be that shadow of a doubt.
Right.
And not to mention, who the fuck cares?
Not even one.
The guy lived through cancer.
He's got one ball.
That any man
He's got one ball.
Got one fucking ball.
One ball cut off. If that shit is so bad, he's gonna be doing all right. But I think it's a witch hunt. I think it's a witch hunt. Political witch hunt is what it is.
Yeah, to make an example of somebody that's
everything. I will say this: I listen to Rush Limbaugh. I don't usually agree with him, but I agreed with him 100% on this topic when he started talking about how politics has been drug into this and is a bunch of crap. Because I agree with him there. This is a bunch of crap. Look, the guy did cheat. So what? He brought millions of dollars to cancer. He brought millions of dollars to the sport itself. I didn't even know cycling was a fucking sport part of.
Dude, he made $28 million from just cycling. I'm like, damn. Okay.
But yet, when a baseball player gets caught doing it 2 or 3 times, they get suspended.
Just a suspension.
Are you kidding me? Look at Barry Bonds. He never got suspended once.
You're going to take away everything from Lance Armstrong. A man who stood for cancer survivors.
I bet you a lot of that money went to fucking big cancer charities, man.
Guaranteed.
What do you think, Chris?
Well, let me ask you this: do you think if they could prove definitively, absolutely no, whether the answer is yes or no, if they could prove beyond a shadow of a doubt whether he was doping or not, and it was found out that he was, what would you think?
I wouldn't care. He did great things for charity and great things for cycling. But
the thing is, to do it, I mean,
the thing is, he never failed a test during all them races. Never failed one test through the races. This stuff all came up after people else who got busted and said, well, Lance is doing it too. How come nobody ever came down on Lance? Then it became a witch hunt to get the big name guy. The guy with one ball. Let's get him and take him down. And I was like, come on.
My question is if he was in fact doping or
if
whatever,
he was doping, I would
cheating. Would you don't care
if they could prove to me that everybody else wasn't? Because you know why they say Lance did it? Because they said everybody else did it. That's their reasoning. They say everybody was doping. He's the only one that was clean. How was he passing our tests? And that's the real reason. He passed the tests.
Every single test.
I heard his teammates or somebody was gonna come forward and
testify
against him.
Actually helped him or something.
Yeah, but all his teammates that have come forward against him testified were after they got caught cheating and got kicked off of the team.
Yeah.
Then they come forward and say, well, Lance does it all the time.
Haven't they?
Lance did this, Lance did that. Look, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it makes him a bad guy if he did it? And if it's true, like they say, everybody in cycling does it, why would he be getting worse than anybody else?
Right.
I believe in the purity of stuff like that. It's not a very common view on things, but I think you should just do whatever it is that you could naturally do yourself. If that means you don't come in first all the fucking time,
do you think he cheated?
I'm not sure. He has a very
don't come in first
impressive
all the time through cycling.
record, and that it's hard to know. It's hard to know exactly how much did he do on his own ability and how much was, manufactured help.
He had
but
cancer.
Every time, I remember, every year, usually he wouldn't do good at the beginning.
No.
He would usually come back in the end.
What they've always said makes Lance better than all the other ones is he was a rare person who could get oxygen through his body quicker or something. I don't know the exact things. If you look it up, he produced or gained oxygen quicker anyway. And there's been like 10 or 15 people throughout history which could do this. They weren't cheating, but they say he's one of them. That's why they say he lived from cancer. Because when he was diagnosed with cancer, it was almost certain death at the time they found him.
Yeah.
And he lived through it and then was just this awesome athlete. See, that's the other thing. When he was going through cancer, he learned everything he could do to make his body strong and powerful through nature.
Through nature.
So now, is the guy cheating or did he just train real hard.
I think I read somewhere that Tiger Woods had his eyes surgically enhanced so that they were actually
right. I've heard that shit.
If that's true, do you think that's cheating? Is that the same as steroid use? Are you doing something that's not natural?
So did Jordan have his wrist surgically?
No, I'm just saying. If that was true, would that be every time?
It depends. If he had something like cataracts or something, they're gonna mess him up, and he had to have the surgery.
No, I mean, to have surgery so your vision is better than 20/20 vision, to make it better than perfect.
No, you shouldn't be allowed to do that at all.
You don't need that.
You shouldn't be allowed to do that at all.
It would.
Wow, that's all. We need to switch back to what we were talking about.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was a question.
No, that was brought up, dude. When they were this week on one of the talk shows, I think it was Dan Patrick. The guy said, "Well, I've heard of golfers getting their eyesights done so that they can see better." And he also talked about tennis players getting stuff done for their eyes so they can see better. And Dan Patrick said, "Look, if you're getting a surgery to make your eyes better, I don't think that is cheating like taking a steroid or taking an enhancement.
That's the same. That was my question.
Thanks, okay, yeah. I see where you're coming through.
No, that's cheating like a motherfucker.
I agree.
I'm sorry, but if you're gonna play a sport, you need to play it with your fucking abilities, your eyesight, your fucking.
What you got?
Exactly what you were fucking given. That's what you use toward it. Not
so
fucking,
just because I got LeBron James, was he genetically made?
No, fuck that shit. That's just like
you know what I'm saying?
Take a little Michael Jackson. Or Michael Jackson.
That's a break for you. Nice.
Take a little Michael Jordan. A little Kobe. Magic.
Magic.
They placed all that shit DNA and shot in a woman.
Right.
Said, look, you're going to be rich in about 20 years. Your son going to take care of you.
No, but also like he was saying about how people will fucking get better throughout the season. That's like football, basketball, baseball.
Well, here's the other story.
You do.
How come
you eventually get better as you go because you're warming up, you're getting better at it. You learn.
But that should just be the human body, though.
How come people don't care about HGH and shit in football?
Right.
Yeah, every other sport that's brought up into, people get big fits and throw fits about it, but nobody ever seems to care when it's in football. They keep quiet about it because they like to see the big bodies. Let's face it, we like the gladiator shit. That's just who man is. It's deep in us. They've had it since the road.
Never stop it. Never stop it.
Pits and people fighting, and I think we're about to have a special guest. Yes,
yes.
Big Spot back for week number 2. He liked the football talk.
What's up, dude?
Damn, dude, you need to settle down.
I think that's the reason for all the injuries. I think that's the reason for the uptick in concussions and everything is because these guys are so juiced up. They're running faster than they should be able to.
Oh, no.
No, what I mean? What's that one movie with Jamie Foxx that he did? That was a football movie.
Yeah, that's the Last Boy Scout. Yeah.
I think it's widespread.
No, I
think
you
have to do it to be competitive.
Oh, you remember the program? You remember the program?
It was Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino.
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday.
And that one dude kept just juicing up because he just like he didn't give a fuck. He didn't give it. Yeah,
Lawrence Taylor.
He didn't give a shit.
In the
right?
show.
That's like I mean, pros do that shit, and I'm sorry, but if you already had like so many like say concussions or something, and just
because Cool J was
just
in
because
there.
the doc gives you a little medicine because you won't feel a hit or two, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. I mean, I know they get paid a lot of money and all, but
Big Spot wants to be in the show.
they shouldn't do that kind of shit, and I know they do that. They do it. They can't lie. They do it.
Well, I don't know. You can't really compare like a cortisone shot to steroids.
Well, no, but you still don't. When you get that cortisone shot, you don't feel nothing when you're in the game and shit.
Yeah, but still, that's only
like that shit should not happen during the course of the game.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it does.
But you shouldn't be able to come back. Then you mean, if you get a shot,
you shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able to take stuff like that during the course of a game.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be able to take a shot and come back into the game.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
If you got hurt that bad, I'm sorry.
Then you're out.
You're fucking done.
Yeah, they do that shit too. I mean, from what we hear, you hear stories. I mean, all the fucking time.
They go right back in with concussions. Look at Steve Young. Don't remember games that he finished.
Right.
Troy Aikman.
Right. Troy Aikman. Yeah.
Well, he goes up in the hospital. Talking about third and down or whatever. You hear him tell that story. He wakes up in the hospital. They're talking about 3rd and 18, and they're like, "Troy, the game's over."
Dude, not only that, I got a UFC.
He didn't even know that they played the game or won. He sat there and played the whole game. completed almost all the rest of his passes.
It was just sick. Just unconscious.
I got
literally.
Yeah.
Unconscious.
Wow.
I got a UFC fight that I have down at my mom's right now, dude. That fucking was it Bruce Leroy? He was an Ultimate Fighter.
You talking about the Last Dragon?
No, he's a UFC fighter, dude.
Shogun.
He got rocked in the first round.
Yeah.
And he didn't remember going to the last 2 rounds. He goes, I didn't even realize we won 3 rounds.
Damn.
At the end of the fight, he was like, I didn't know. When he was talking to Joe Rogan, he was like, I didn't know we went 3 rounds.
Wow.
Because I didn't even realize the fight was over after that last round. I didn't know that was the last round.
Damn.
Because that's how fucked up he got in the first round. And
he thought that first round was done.
Hey,
and he just kept going.
Remember? Who's the master?
Yes, exactly.
Who's the master?
He started glowing and shit, dude. You fucked up, dude.
I caught the air with my fingers. Catching the air with his fingers.
Yes. And then he caught the bullet. He caught the bullet, boy. That was over, dude. Yeah.
Then he pulls his head up.
I am the master.
I am the master.
Yeah, you got fucked up. Fucked you up. Yeah, we went a little off on you guys, but y'all love it though.
The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon.
All right, Matt. Let's finish up on Lance Armstrong.
A little bit of Lance Armstrong sports. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean,
is he guilty?
If he passed every
he
test,
has proven to me so far that he's not guilty.
So
they're just trying to conspiracize on him because he's done everything right.
They're hating.
Brian says not guilty.
They're fucking
hating. It's simple. They're hating.
I'd say that he's not guilty of anything that the vast majority of his peers are doing. It's just his turn to pay the price.
Right, and
he is using his name,
and they can't prove him wrong.
Using the name to just like they did with Tommy Chong.
There you go.
And my last words on Lance Armstrong is I don't care if he's dirty. There's a lot of men in the country that
he did do a lot of good.
That don't do half as much good as he does and still cheat the world out of.
Well, see, I can understand what you say about for cancer, but for cycling, that's not really good.
Yeah, all the people that competed against him,
all they do is a cycle.
Well, I know, but to them, that's their sport. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing was,
die hard.
All of them got caught, and he never did, and that's why.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, if they did, it's cool that he got all that money.
So even if he did cheat, they all cheated. He was just smarter than them and better than them.
Right.
I mean,
plain and simple. Yeah, they're hating on him because of it.
But there's a lot of people that have cheated the world and taken a lot more money than he has and not done half as much as he has.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of little sick little kids in the cancer hospitals that get paid for because of Lance Armstrong.
Yep.
So I say thumbs up to Lance.
Yeah.
Peace.
I would have to
give
mad props to Lance. Good shit, man.